Welcome, everyone. I am so glad you're here. This is Coach Factory, and this webinar is all about creating products that support your coaching business. We've got a few people showing up. We're going to give you a few minutes to get comfortable. If you're just showing up, drop in the chat where you are watching from. We'd love to know who's here and where you're coming in from. Um, Even drop in a little information about your coaching business. What's your niche? Who do you serve? So, the more I know about you, the more I can tailor my presentation so that it resonates with you. So, I am coming from Dallas, Texas, and those of you who have been here before probably know a little bit about my story. My husband was a coach. I met him around 2005, and interestingly, he had all of these digital products, but he didn't really tie them much into his coaching. His coaching was different, but he had all of these digital products. And so it was interesting for me to sort of watch someone in the early stages of developing a coaching business and developing online products and recurring revenue. And so I'm going to share some of the stories that I learned from him. So, if you have not yet joined Coach Factory, that is completely and totally free to be a VIP member. We have tons of resources. There are over 50 resources there that can help you support your coaching business, not only in terms of marketing, but also just running things, making things smooth. Tammy from Las Vegas, she does family empowerment coaching, serving parents with bullied children. That is something that is incredibly important. Love to see it. We're so glad that you are here, Tammy. Got some more people coming in as well. But we're going to kick things off because I'm going to tell you a little bit about like why you need to do this. And it's probably obvious, right? You need to make more money in less time. You have knowledge, you have experiences. That's why you're a coach and you're sharing all of that. But of course, time is a revenue ceiling. You only have so many hours in the day, right? So even if you sold more coaching, you're going to hit a point where you can't sell anymore unless you hire coaches working under you. Time actually ends up being a ceiling that stops you from earning more money. It can cause cash flow issues because typically what happens is that a new coach will start marketing their business, getting in a ton of coaching clients, and then their focus shifts away from marketing and towards serving their clients and serving their coaching clients. And so what ends up happening with a lot of service-based businesses is that you'll have, an increase in revenue and you'll have all these coaching clients, but then eventually you're not doing any marketing. So coaching clients will drop off, they'll finish a program, and then you are all of a sudden faced with a cash flow crunch because then you have to get out there and market and get new coaching clients in. I've seen it happen with like digital agencies, often anybody that's doing a service-based business. When you're selling your time gets dragged into serving those clients, and then all of a sudden you're not doing the marketing and you don't have that consistent cash flow, so you can't grow or scale your business. You're really just capped if you are not doing any kind of products. And what ends up happening, which I think is so sad, is that so many of us end up in a state of burnout. We are serving our clients and serving our clients, and oh, I've got to do marketing too. And I filled up all of my time, and you hit burnout. And then you don't want to market because you don't want any clients because you're tired and you're burnt out. And then you wonder why you got into this business to begin with. Well, we are going to solve those problems today. We are going to talk about creating products based on your experiences that can help you sort of even that out and create a business that is sustainable for you. But where do you start? If you are a coach and you are coaching, you know, parents with bullied children, if you're a fitness coach and you're helping people get in shape, if you're a business coach, there's a market out there for your services. And I've been in digital marketing for quite some time, not just with my husband's businesses, but also with a number of software based businesses. And they talk about this product market fit. You go out there and you research the market, you research what the market needs, and you create a product that fits with that market. The problem is that you end up creating sort of this round peg to go into the round hole of fitting into what the market seems to want. But you change yourself, right? Now, I have tons of experience in security, creating websites, marketing, even stuff that I did with my husband in the personal development field. And I can go out and do a ton of different things. I can make a great omelet. Maybe I create a course about like how to create the perfect omelet, but everybody who comes to that is not necessarily somebody who resonates with me. They may resonate with my cooking technique and all of that, but do they resonate with who I really am? And so I want to change that puzzle piece a little bit and change it from the product market fit into your passion, your purpose, what lights you up, what motivates you, what fires you up and gets you excited to do work in your business. And then once you have those kinds of products, go out and find the ideal client. Steve Jobs, he had, the vision for creating the iPhone. And I'm old enough to remember pre-iPhone days, and everybody was using Blackberries and nobody wanted to go to just a screen-based keyboard. Everybody loved their Blackberries with the little keyboard. But Steve Jobs knew what the market needed before the market knew that they needed it. He created something that was visionary. And that's something that I think we all need to do is to really get in touch with who we are, what our purpose is, what we want to do and serve the world. And then ideal clients just start fitting in with that. We create our own market. We create an experience of really not having much competition because we are fully 100% being ourselves. And the people who resonate with that come to our business. So I just want to sort of like put that filter on all of this, frame it in this place where we are really focusing on you, what makes you unique, what is your service to the world, and in that way, we create a business that really serves us rather than, just another job. Products, of course, can build your coaching business because they're created once and sold multiple times. You create a course, you create audio downloads, you create a video program, PDF files, books, whatever it is that you're creating it. The creation process happens once and you sell it multiple times. And that way there's no ceiling. You can sell something 100 times, 150 times. As Tammy says, I'm the first person to say that we can create something that they don't know that they need yet. And that's true because if you're really tied into who you are and you understand what your purpose and the service that you have with the world, you create your own experience. You create a product that basically no one else can create because it's 100% yours. And the innovators, that's what they do. They can see where the market is going before the market can see what they want. Now, products can, of course, be anything. They could be courses, downloadable resources, memberships, masterminds. And we're going to walk through all kinds of examples of what we can do here. Now, this doesn't mean that, you put it out there and you never talk to anyone. It still requires customer support, but it does free your time. You're not like teaching someone one on one. They are learning at their own pace. They are having an experience at their own pace, not necessarily something that requires your time. But there are going to be touch points. There's going to be questions. There's going to be like, how does this work? And that's all great. You want to inspire that kind of feedback because it just educates you more about what your people are looking for. And so it can inform future products, it can inform all sorts of things. So be aware that it's not like, set it up and you're done forever. My husband was like that. He'd like to just set it up and just never talk to anybody. That's why I did all of his customer support. So, what products can you sell? And if you have a notepad, this is a good time to pull one out and think about what types of products you can sell. What kind of problems does your ideal client, not necessarily the clients you have now, but maybe you have an ideal client that you can sort of keep as a persona in your mind. What do they what are they faced with as it relates to your expertise? Now, they may have a problem with like they can never cook a perfect omelet, but is that really your expertise, right? What bothers them? Where are they wasting time or money? What fears do they have? What are they afraid of? What are they insecure about? What's causing them physical pain? What's causing them emotional pain? Just jot down some notes and you can put them in the chat too if you want to share with the group. Sometimes seeing into another person's coaching business can sort of trigger some ideas that you might have that might fit for you as well. So if you want to share those, what problems do your clients have? And then when you think about their problems, think about their aspirations. Where can you help them make more money? Everybody's motivated by that, right? Where can they save money? Where can they avoid pain or avoid something they fear or break through something that they fear? Where can they grow emotionally or spiritually? Where can they gain confidence? A lot of the things that people come to coaching for are breaking through fears. Pretty much anybody can do anything, they can go the entirety of human knowledge is on the internet right now. They can research and solve problems themselves, but they're looking to save time. They're looking to maximize their time. They're looking to solve problems, but a lot of people have, fear-based thoughts, beliefs, issues that are causing them to be stuck. And coaching is where they're looking for someone to help them get unstuck, to see things in a new way. How does your expertise and knowledge help people break through these things? Because when you start thinking through some of this, you can start thinking through how you can create a product that can do this. And Joe says his client's biggest problem is they spend too much time working and not enough time with their families. That's a very common problem. And Joe's going to join us later, so stick around for that because we're going to talk a little bit about Joe's business as an example. And Patty is joining us from St. Louis. She's a success and human potential coach and a business consultant. That is great. So, if you have some notes now of different ways that you can help your clients, let's start thinking through some of the ways we can package those. Of course, courses are huge, right? Courses, self-paced learning, text-based or audio or video. You can also do live courses where it's like a cohort and it's like an 8-week course. And every Wednesday evening, people get together and learn something new from you and from each other because you're creating an experience. Course is not necessarily just like digesting data, it's really an experience way of learning. You can do these as longer, intensive courses, and we're going to talk a little bit more about sort of these high value, comprehensive courses in a bit. But you can do a mini course too. And if you're just testing an idea, you can do something like a crash course and just do like a 30-minute course, sell it for a lower dollar amount, and just see if there's interest in something that you can offer for your clients. Now, downloadable products, tons of examples of those workbooks, templates, cheat sheets, checklists, planners, ebooks, audio programs, video programs. A workbook might be a goal setting or a habit tracking guide. Templates could be a business plan, email scripts, social media calendars. Cheat sheets could be top 10 productivity hacks, a checklist of launching your business in 5 steps. A planner, great for people who are going through a fitness program to plan out their meals. Ebooks, a 50-page guide on overcoming procrastination. Guided meditations or affirmations could be great, like audio programs. You can do premium episodes of a podcast. If you have a podcast, you could do a premium episode for subscribers. Audio lessons, master classes, leadership skills, even an audiobook would be a great example of something that you could sell. Pre-recorded workshops, master classes, and a tutorial series, 5 videos to build your morning routine. Tons of different examples. And here's some more examples for niches. Health coaches could basically have a meal plan, like a $15 meal plan, recipe books, fitness trackers. Business coaches could offer a pitch deck, financial spreadsheets, a standard operating procedure template. Life coaches, vision board kits, gratitude journals, affirmation audios, career coaches, resume templates, interview scripts, LinkedIn guides. Beyond downloads, we could do memberships. Memberships can be incredibly powerful as well. If you have a bunch of content that you use for your coaching clients, you can package those in a content library and add new resources to keep people, on their monthly subscription. You can do a community membership where people learn from each other. A private group, you could have weekly coaching calls, a subscription box. This could be very interesting. You could do a monthly package, fitness coach, say, for example. A lot of people are like, if I have to eat broccoli and chicken every single night for the rest of my life, I'm not, I'm not going to stick with this. Well, you're going to do a monthly subscription of a meal plan for the month. And you're going to have like a whole set of like, here's all the ingredients, your shopping list, and here's the recipes so that they can have variety. And that subscription service could be a product that you sell. All right. Patty has a comment about a guide on taking them to market on digital marketing. I have some ideas for that. We are going to talk through some of that. So hopefully that will answer some of your questions. Events are another great way that you can organize something that could be a product. You can organize an event and have some of your colleagues be speakers. Just invite them to your event. You can do it online or you can do it in person. If you're going to do it in person, find a destination that people love to go to. If it's the middle of February, choose something in Florida or Arizona when everybody's just like, gosh, I just need a break from the snow, and make it a destination. It helps you sell more tickets to an event if you organize something in a place that's also a destination. And the great thing about events is you can film your event and then turn that also into a downloadable resource. So the event itself gets filmed and that it gets turned into a product as well. And maybe you just pull clips out of it for marketing, but you also pull the entire program into something that you can sell online. Now, assessments are another great low barrier to entry type of product that you can sell. You can sell something very inexpensively. Of course, we're affiliated with Motivation Code, and Motivation Code is a great assessment that you can have your clients take, and you know more about them. You can better serve them when you know how they're motivated and how they think. But if you are doing fitness coaching, you can do something where people take an assessment and you can charge them for that. And it gives them results that helps them better understand their fitness journey. Same thing with business coaching, whatever. You could ask questions that not only inform the coaching process later if they become a coaching client, but that also gives them some kind of like scoring that they understand the results of their assessment, that helps them better understand themselves so they can make better decisions in their lives. Personality, progress trackers, all of these types of assessments can be incredibly useful. And then, of course, you can do physical products. Tons of like big name coaches, they have physical products as well. There's hats and shirts. And the great thing about that, if you have like a gorgeous logo with your name, somebody's out there, somebody bought your hat, but they're out there marketing you as well with your logo in the grocery store. So all of these physical products can be very useful as well. For a lot of coaches, blank book journals that have prompts in them sometimes can be helpful, or a calendar that can help somebody think about, how to plan something. Menu trackers, there's tons of physical products that you can also mail out as well. Now, these aren't as easy, of course, because there is, production and distribution that you have to handle with all of that, but it is another product line that you can offer. Now, let's talk a little bit about the high value courses, because that's something that ends up uh, being more revenue for you. This would be more of a comprehensive type of course. But in order to do these, you have to have specific outcomes associated with them. There has to be some kind of measurable goal. They have to have some kind of tangible result where somebody just walking in and asking, "What'd you get from this course?" They can actually say, "This is how I've changed. This is what I've learned. This is what I can do now that I have gone through this course." So you want to structure it in a way that it is really focused on results. And if you're going to have like a 5-hour course, make sure you like break it down into modules, like 5 to 10 minute modules where somebody can learn at their own pace. If it's a large comprehensive course where you're going to give them all of the information associated with a topic. Now, for example, I have a WordPress security mini course that is, very short modules and kind of gives everybody like an overview. But I also have a comprehensive course where I go into much more detail and show people how to set up firewall rules and get really into the weeds with them. But when they're done with the comprehensive course, they are informed, but it takes longer. And everybody learns at different paces. Everybody learns at different speeds, and everybody learns through different ways of consuming content. Some people need to hear it. Some people need to see it. Other people can just read it and they're fine. So offer people different ways of being able to consume that kind of content. You want to, within these, of course, have some support, have some accountability to keep them on track. Every once in a while, I go and check on my students and make sure that they're completing the course. Oh, I forgot. Okay, well, let me know what help I can be if you have any questions. And it's just another touch point. And then another thing with comprehensive courses that are going to be like much more expensive, price it higher than you think. You know, the higher price basically communicates a much higher value. So if you're doing something and you think, okay, well, this is like a 20-hour course and I think maybe it should be like $500, double it, triple it, and then use coupon codes to get started. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a strategy for that in just a bit. But price things higher and then use coupon codes when you're dealing with someone who's inquiring about a higher priced item in order to discount it, because that higher price is going to communicate the type of value they're going to get from a high value course. You don't want to undercut your pricing on that. All right, let's talk about marketing these and bringing them to market. If you are just developing an information product, we're going to talk about a course. Let's say you have a mini course or a crash course that you're just going to test an idea with. First thing you want to do is give that course to 5 of your friends for free for feedback. And some people might come back and say, "Oh, well, you talk too fast over this one thing." If they're going to give you feedback, take that feedback and consider it. But, I've done that with a few of my courses, and sometimes I'll get feedback and I'll be like, "Well, it's a crash course. I talk fast on purpose because it's a crash course." And so I talk fast all the time anyway. Just a problem from being an old debater. I just can't help it. But anyway, I take that feedback and I make modifications if it makes sense. And if I get the same feedback from 5 people, then I know there's a problem and I make a modification. But with those 5 people, you're going to get good feedback. Ask those 5 friends for a testimonial. And once they have that testimonial, put those up on your landing page for that course. It immediately gives you social proof. So when you go to a larger market, it shows that somebody already got value from that. And then ask them if they know of anyone that might benefit from it. If they can give you one referral, that's a sale. So ask your friends for some help. It's going to help you feel more confident about whatever it is you're putting out. Now, after you've got those 5 friends and you've got some testimonials, now go through 100 people in your contact list and you're going to contact them, either a DM, an email, but you're not going to contact them to sell them. You're going to contact them as a friend because these are your contacts, and you're going to ask them how they're doing. Uh, Go on their social media and see if anything's new. Oh, I see your sister just got married. Oh my gosh, that looked like so much fun. Anything that they're posting about that they might be excited about? Awesome. Talk to them about them. Everybody wants to talk about themselves. And you're just being a good friend, right? Because you have an ask. You're not going to sell them, but you do have an ask. And if they are a good friend, they're gonna come back and say, "Well, what's going on with you, Kathy?" And then you can say, "Well, I'm just started this course, and I was wondering if you knew anybody who might be interested in it." And they might say, "This might be really good for," and they'll tell you someone. And then ask them if they would recommend it. And if you're just starting out, give out one of those coupon codes. Give it out for 50% when you're first starting. Give a 50% discount to someone just to start getting more sales in. Because as you get sales in, you're getting more and more eyes on your product and you're getting more and more feedback. So you're not asking your friends to buy it, but you are asking your friends if they know of anyone who could benefit from it. And if they recommend it, that's great. Word of mouth recommendations sell better than anything else. And of course, you have an email list, I hope, because the money's in the list, as internet marketers have often said. So you want to go to your list, you want to mail to them multiple times. First of all, like an announcement that the new product is available. And then another mailing that says, here's some of the benefits that people are getting from it, share a testimonial. Maybe a third mailing that talks about how somebody changed their life through the course or the product that they had, and just get it out to your list. And of course, if you have anybody that does affiliate marketing, you can give people a bonus if they're going to recommend it. If your system has affiliate marketing built into it, many of the online course platforms and systems have affiliate marketing. And if you're using WordPress, there's affiliate plugins that you can use on those systems as well. And then they earn a small commission for recommending your product to their networks. Once you go through all of that, you should be getting some business in. Then you can start experimenting with social media marketing. Maybe you want to do some retargeting ads. People who have come and visited your site, they will see an ad reminding that you exist and that your product exists. And then you can also, on many of the platforms, build lookalike audiences. So if you have a competitor, you can say, I want to market to people who are also interested in these other types of products. You know how it happens. You go and you look at a pair of shoes and all of a sudden your Facebook feed is full of shoes and your Instagram feed. So these are like look-alike audiences. And so doing that kind of marketing can be incredibly powerful to just stay in front of someone where they are at. Now, let's talk a little bit about how all of our products work together. And we're going to talk about a product ladder. Now, this is incredibly important for coaches and their marketing because, according to McKinsey, existing customers are up to 50% more likely to try new products. And a study by Harvard Business Review found that customers who buy one product are more receptive to buying additional products. And yes, you want to have information products, but ultimately, we want to get people moving through a product ladder to get them into your coaching programs and higher ticket items. So, we want to sell something for $15 and get people in the door. If they say yes to $15, they're 50% more likely to try something else. Maybe not the $5,000 product, but maybe a $200 product. And they're 50% more likely. So we want to make sure that we are moving people through a product ladder. This is what a product ladder would look like. So you would start with lead generation, your social media, doing webinars, video on YouTube, those types of things, speaking engagements. Last week, I did 2 speaking engagements about security for hosting companies, and I got 50 new people on my email list, and I sold a number of WordPress security courses just by doing a speaking engagement and give best practices for WordPress security. Going out and doing those kinds of speaking engagements can build your brand, but that's just lead generation. We want to get them into a Tripwire product. Now, these are your lower end products like downloads, books, audios, mini courses, anything that's lower in value. Let's say, for example, under $200, your templates, anything like that. These Tripwire products are the ones that say to you, this person is interested in what I have to offer and is interested in spending money with me. When you have someone who has bought a Tripwire product, they are now a customer. And now we can start talking to them about higher dollar things. We can talk to them about our core products. We can talk to them about coaching, more comprehensive course, such as a $2,000 course that they might want to take, a membership that is more expensive, or even attending one of our events. Now, these core products typically would say less than $5,000. And then our profit multiplier is anything over $5,000. And this would be more of premium things, premium events, exclusive events, premium coaching, a longer range coaching product. And I'm going to give you some examples on how the behemoth in the coaching industry, Tony Robbins, and how he does this. Now, I've been studying this man. My husband did NLP coaching as well. So I'm like, I would tell people, oh, he does what Tony Robbins does. Well, I went to one of Tony Robbins' events, his Unleash the Power Within event. I was gifted a ticket to that. And oh my gosh, nothing like well, same processes, but we'll just say on steroids. It was amazing and very, very interesting. Learned a lot, not just about, the processes and the experience that Tony Robbins created, but how he sells. So I just was taking notes in two different notebooks, one for me and like all of my core beliefs that I was trying to unravel, but also what is he doing to sell this? If any of you have ever done a Tony Robbins event, I'd love to put it in the chat. I'd love to know who else has done something like that. Now, Tony is everywhere, right? He does social media. He's all over the place there. He's got his own podcast. He appears on other people's podcasts. He's got videos up on YouTube and elsewhere. And he does speaking engagements. He has tons of lead generation going, tons of it happening online. He's doing ads, all sorts of things. And then he's got Tripwire products. He's got his books and books about everything from money to, his original books from like the 1980s and 90s. He has events. He did an event in earlier this year, something like Time to Rise or something. And it was a free event. I don't even know how many people were there, but it was a free event. And then the upsell into a core product was the Unleash the Power Within event, which was 4 days, and people were spending like $500 to go to that. That might have been more of a Tripwire type of thing, but he's got his online events. He's got in-person events. If you want to go to an in-person event, he has gone and done these as well. He's got some that are lower priced, under $1,000, and some that are much more expensive. And then he's got core products like his Inner Circle membership, coaching with a team of coaches that he has. He's got expensive events. He's got programs that people can be involved in. And these range from 1,000 up to 20,000. And these are his core products. And then, of course, he's got his profit multiplier. He's got his premier platinum or something like that. And that's like $90,000 a year for somebody to be involved in that. And then if you want to coach with the man himself, it's over $1 million to coach with him. And he only takes a few clients to coach with him for over a year. And that's incredibly expensive. So this is how the product ladder works. Now, most coaches are just in that orange section with their coaching, right? They're not necessarily doing all of the Tripwire products. They are doing some lead generation, maybe with social media, a podcast, maybe doing a few videos, doing some lead generation, but ultimately sort of expecting people to go right straight into the orange section without doing a Tripwire, without signaling to you that this person is willing to spend money, without signaling that this is someone that is in a funnel to maybe get to a core product, maybe not necessarily to a profit multiplier. Obviously, the number of people who consume the content and get into the programs goes smaller as the price gets larger. But this is basically, many people who work with coaches talk about how this is the model. Donald Miller, who has Coach Builder, talked about this and basically talks about how the first part of it with the with the lead generation is more like curiosity. And then the Tripwire products are more enlightenment. And then the core products and the premier profit multiplier types of products are more of a commitment. They're making a commitment to change. So these models are things that can help you understand how your coaching practice is actually supported by this. You don't have the roller coaster of income anymore because you have income coming from multiple sources. You have that recurring revenue that's coming from something like a membership. And that also brings people into one on one coaching. But it is not going to, if it kind of flips the script on what you are doing in terms of like how your revenue is coming in, you're no longer blocked by that ceiling of your time. You can also package products together and create a core product by grouping Tripwire products into a core offering. You can use your Tripwire products as bonuses. Tony Robbins does that as well. If someone signs up to coaching, they get some of the, I think some of the events and some of the other products as well. I think they also get inner circle, like his inner circle membership, which is like $1,000. If they sign up for coaching, they get one of those products as well. So you can group these things together to create more compelling reasons to sign up for your core offerings. And you can upsell packages. So you can have something like a mini course, but if you want to really go deeper with all of this, we'll give you a discount into a premium experience with a comprehensive course. Now, how do you trip the wire? How do you convert cold leads into buyers? Well, of course, we want to focus on those pain points and we want to get them into that tripwire product, and it's got to be succinct and it's got to be easy. You might want to offer a lead magnet and then nurture people on an email list just to even buy a tripwire product. Sometimes people just don't buy off of an ad, but they might look at a landing page off of an ad, and that landing page needs to be simple. Statistics show that people stay on a page like 10 to 20 seconds. Has to be extremely simple. Highlight the problem, what the solution is, and have a very clear, strong call to action with a few testimonials from your beta users, and trip that wire. Get people buying those lower end products so you can get them into your network. And when you're selling your core products, now we're going to have a different conversation with them. They're already a customer, they're not a prospect anymore. And so you can use things like email nurtures to trip them into a core product purchase, sharing stories, tips about the core product, how Sarah doubled her income after Module 3. You can do a challenge or a webinar that will end with a pitch for the core product. When I was at that Tony Robbins event, they were upselling into all of the premium and core products, even though it was like a $500 event. They were upselling everybody into much more expensive things. Um, you can offer that core product immediately after the Tripwire purchase. So somebody buys a $15 resource from you and you have a thank you page. And on that page, you can say that, hey, you can buy this additional product at a discount because you just bought this. It kind of goes along with this other product, and you can get both now for a discounted rate. And then sometimes with higher end things, you might want to offer payment plans. If somebody is buying a product, you might want to give them an opportunity to pay monthly on it or all at once. And then selling those premium products, we need to qualify the leads here. Here, we want to really understand who someone is, how they're motivated. Motivation code would fit in really well here because we want to meet them where they're at and then guide them through a decision to see if this is something that's right for them. So you want to share wins from your core product with them. And this is a time when it makes sense to have a sales call. It's really hard to go from like social media or a podcast and then go into a sales call. But if somebody's getting a product, if they get a free download, get on your email list, get nurtured, and then buy another product, that is a great time to have a sales call if they show interest in your premium products. All right. Selling is a challenge. We have an event coming up on April 8th with CEO of Motivation Code, Chris Lemma. He is going to be teaching you about motivation code and how to hear the right words that come out of someone's mouth and understand how they are motivated. You can sign up to that at coachfactory.co, and it's sales hyphen live stream. I think I have a banner for that to put that on the screen. Yes, I do. I will put that up right there. So you can go right there and jump in for that exclusive event that's happening on April 8th. I think that is a Tuesday. We would love to see you guys there. All right. I'm going to give a very short pitch about motivation code certification. And I think we've got a couple of folks here who are going through that certification. I'm not sure if they are in the audience or not, but April Stensgaard, if you're here, say hi. I know you're registered. And Mike Elkins, I know you're registered too. Two of our attendees are going through motivation code certification right now. It's just another way to add a new service and credibility to your offering. When people understand how they're motivated, they can make better decisions in their life. For me, when I went through M Code, I'm going through certification myself right now. When I first took the M Code, I realized that even though I value orchestrators in my life and I value those optimizers, I don't like doing that kind of stuff. So I gave myself the freedom to really lean into my visionary self and into my influencer self. And so it has been very, very impactful for me. But if you get motivation code certification, you can use the official M Code logo on your website. You can do impact sessions. So we get people coming in asking for impact sessions with us, and we can do a referral to you. And if you're an executive certified M Code coach, you can earn up to $7,500 for team workshops. So it's one of the best ways to grow your coaching business. And if you have not yet taken M Code, you can go to motivationcode.com, and the light report is just $14 with the coupon code CoachGo. So yeah, like a little tripwire there. Not that we're going to upsell you or anything. We really just want to help people really understand themselves so that they can have better relationships in your life, have better coaching relationships. And then there's a premium report, which is more money, of course, and that gives you much more robust detail. But that is M Code, and I am going to pop that up later. But I'm going to bring Joe Casabona on because Joe is a coach that sells products. And I wanted to talk to him about some of his business and some of his experiences because I think it would be a lot of value for you. And Joe, of course, is a friend for all of us at Coach Factory and Motivation Code. Welcome, Joe. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Kathy. What a great presentation. Thanks for putting that together.
Yeah, no problem. It was exciting. I get to study all of these things and then teach them. It's great. I'm kind of like
The
you. I like
best.
to teach. So
Awesome.
yeah. Now, how long have you been coaching?
Like officially calling myself a coach, not very long, a few years.
Okay.
Unofficially, so I didn't start calling myself a coach because I was like, I'm not old enough to be a coach, and actually Chris Lemma was like, you're a coach. He's like, call yourself a coach, you're a coach. I'm like, all right. But I have been teaching online and working one on one with clients for um like over a decade probably in the
Yeah.
podcasting and web development space.
Yeah, so we know each other through WordPress, and you were a web developer for many years and also taught courses on web development, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, I have I sold my own courses, and then I also have like a what's becoming an extensive library of courses on LinkedIn Learning.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But you've really
Yeah.
leaned into podcast coaching now, haven't you?
Yeah, podcasting and specifically like automation process coaching, kind of taking what I learned as a web developer and a software engineer and converting that into helping busy solopreneur parents how to think without how to think that way without having to know code.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's really cool. Now you have beyond courses, have you done other products?
Yeah, so I have like I finally, I've been thinking about the product ladder for a long time. And I think I finally have like a good one. I think I tried to do when I moved out of the WordPress space and fully into the podcasting automation and coaching space. I think I tried to do too much at once and tried to apply like old models to the new way I'm doing business. So I think I have a good product ladder now, which is really exciting.
Oh, cool. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you have in there?
Yeah, so I guess if we'll start at the top of the ladder, right? That is my kind of done for you consulting. So um businesses and solopreneurs can hire me to essentially build automations for them. Or if they are interested in the podcasting specifically, I'll help them launch their podcast as well. So that is maybe like the highest level, the done for you stuff. And then I have two forms of this kind of ongoing coaching. One is one-on-one coaching where we meet. I like to say fortnightly because I think bi-weekly is confusing.
Yeah.
So we meet every 2 weeks, and I help people either with the processes they're struggling with or questions they have in the kind of content creation stuff they're doing. And then the other is I would call asynchronous coaching for a long time, but I think my target audience, that word is not necessarily meaningful for them. And so I've started calling it on demand coaching, which is they get access to a private chat with me, and then they could send video, audio, or text messages, and I will respond within. I say like the fine print is 48 hours, but it's less than that.
Yeah.
48
Yeah.
business hours.
Yeah. Are you
Um, yeah.
are you using, what is it, Clarity Flow? I know is one service that does sort of like that kind of asynchronous coaching.
Yeah, so I was using Clarity Flow for a while, but I think there's a lot of great features in there and I just wasn't using any of them. And I also found that like if some of my clients are not as tech savvy necessarily, there was a little bit of a barrier, and I want to make this as frictionless as possible. Frictionless or applying friction is like the thing I talk about the most. And so I just use Zoom Team Chat, which is like a
Oh,
hidden
cool.
gem. Everybody has a Zoom account, and so I just invite them to a private chat, and I can upload video or audio there.
Wow, that is really insightful. Very, very cool. I use I there's this thing called Delphi AI, and so I loaded, like, all of my videos and audios, like, even the old security podcast at the old employer, I loaded all of that stuff in there of, like, my information, and it built, like, an avatar, like a clone of me, and so
Mm,
people can go ask questions about security to my avatar, and it sounds like me. I don't have a video there, but it sounds like me, and it also there's a chat feature, so that's, just another cool tool that you can use. Now do
nice.
you have, like, lower end do you find people are coming in through lower priced products and then, like, upselling into sort of the done for you and the coaching, or are they, like, jumping right into it?
Yeah, this is a great question and something I've thought about for a long time. A little over a year ago, I got a coaching request from actress Diane Cannon. I don't know if people. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so like
Yeah,
some
I know.
people, my dad knew who she was. I knew her from Ally McBeal, I think it was. And so and I was like, "How did you find me?" Her assistant said that they Googled me, and I was
Oh, wow.
showing up like number one in Google for podcast coach. So I really been thinking about how people are finding me and coming in, and a lot of people are joining my mailing list. I have a free automations database, which is, if I'm being honest, like really valuable and I could probably sell, but I'm giving it away for free. And then the Tripwire product I do have is um a podcast self audit, so people can walk through this Notion template I built for it's like 47 bucks, and they can go through and kind of use my evaluation criteria for how to grow and improve the processes for their podcast.
Amazing. Cool. Do you do any kind of, like, how do you market that?
This is like I think my weakest point if I'm being honest with you because I've always been like a field of dreams kind of guy, right? Like if I build it they will come. But I think my best channel is YouTube. I don't do social media particularly well. It's like very distracting for me and I have three small children and I want to be present for them and so I don't even have social media apps on my phone. And so, like, I'm really not spending a lot of time there, but YouTube is great because it allows me to highlight my strength, and I find that, um, the when I have, like, a freebie in the top of a description, that's a really good driver to my mailing list, and then in my mailing list, I'm like, "Hey, have the sequence." It's like, "You've seen this, now you can hire me for coaching. Not ready to hire me for coaching? Why don't you get this $47 product?" And I find that that works pretty well.
Nice. That's really clever. Yeah, YouTube is amazing for marketing, I've found. I just scratched the surface of it, I think, but it works extremely well. It's just that I think talk about the barrier to entry. I think a lot of people, first of all, are a little afraid to put themselves out there. And then the production, how do I edit, all of that kind of stuff. You're the guy. What's some recommendations on that?
Yes. So this is something I really work with my clients because they want to do video and podcasting, and I do the video. I have a bunch of podcasts. So, Ecamm Live is like a lifesaver for me. I have a Mac, and this is software that's just so incredible. I've got like a few. I'm using the virtual camera, so I think you might be able to see. Oh, maybe I'm not using the virtual camera, but um I have like various pop-ups and layout changes, right? So like when my iPhone is plugged in, you can see what I'm doing on my iPhone. I have screen sharing. That Ecamm Live alone has done a lot to help me edit a lot less.
Yeah.
And then I've been using a tool called Gling.ai. And I know our compatriot Sean Hesketh is here. Sean is amazing. I consider Sean a mentor, and he's not on here to like blush or refute whatever I'm saying. So Sean, I consider a mentor. Um, and when we were doing kind of video production together, working together, we were like heavy into ScreenFlow, and I still use ScreenFlow to this day, up until I discovered Gling AI because it is really good at like taking out the bad takes and it's really easy to edit and it's really high quality. And for like the talking head videos I do and the fact that like I'm switching scenes during recording means that if I create a I don't know 20-minute video, it will take me 10 minutes to edit because I plan and I outline and I've got the teleprompter and I've got a lot of the pre-production stuff. So like that's been a real game changer for me. I do work for RSS.com and I made a video that because of a bunch of things took me about 40 minutes to record. It's just like we were submitting things and things take time. And so I just kind of sat there silently while I waited for things that needed to process. And it probably took me about 10 minutes to get a 7-minute video using Gling AI. It's so
Wow.
impressive.
Wow, I am gonna have to check that out. I am of the mindset these days that well, I've done some experimenting. I am very hypercritical when I edit myself.
Yeah.
I hate I breathe funny and why'd you say that? I hyper edit
Hmm.
myself, but I am trying to pull back from that and allow myself to just be. And if I say something, just leaving it. And my videos where I don't edit more seem to perform better. Have you noticed things like that?
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? I tell people this with podcasting too. Like, people feel like they need to edit out every breath and every and every ah. But we breathe in real life. We say in real life. And yeah, if you are struggling to say something and you want a cleaner take for something that is pre-recorded, right? Great, do that. But you don't have to edit out every or ah because it sounds unnatural at some
Yeah.
point, and people want something that is high quality but sounds natural, right? I think, like, I don't know, as a boy growing up, I thought that, like, every conversation I would have as an adult sounded like an action film where, like, I would improv this moving speech on the fly, right? Because it was delivered naturally, right?
Yeah.
It didn't seem overly edited. This is probably why people think actors are the way that their most famous character is portrayed, right? Like, oh, Tina Fey must be just like Liz Lemon. Might be closer to true than false, but Alec Baldwin might be just like Jack Donaghy when he's not. He's just delivering a really good performance.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very good insights. Now, do you find that more authenticity in, like, courses works better as well?
Yeah, so I've really I don't want people to hear what I'm not saying. I prepare my courses a lot, and I think it depends on your audience. Again, I'll draw from my experience working with Sean, right? We wanted our videos to be as clear, we wanted the videos to be as clear as possible because of the audience that the videos were for, right? When I'm creating courses and I'm doing like talking heads or I'm explaining or I'm just like trying to give people confidence, right? I do a lot of asynchronous coaching, which is similar to courses because I'm pre-recording something for them, like that is not necessarily real time. I I tend to think out loud a lot, right? Like I want them to see my thought process. And I learned this doing live streams for like web development stuff, right? My most popular live streams were when something went wrong and then they saw me troubleshoot it because we aren't doing things in a clean environment all the time. And if
Yeah.
you see something go perfectly in a course or an instructional video or even just like a video that I've pre-recorded for you, you're gonna think that you're not doing it right. And again, this is not necessarily the same as like creating something for a beginner. You want the steps to be really clear. But like for my clients who are not beginners, who are trying to work through these problems, I want them to see me working through those problems as well. And so um I don't script my videos usually. I outline them. I have a very clear start and a very clear finish, but I want to make sure I'm delivering something that's clear but authentic. And I
Yeah.
think like that line is different for everybody and you got to find um you got to find the right line.
Yeah. Yeah. Great insight. Thank you so much for joining, Joe. I know we veered off into some other things, but your wealth of knowledge, I'm so glad that you brought it because I think it's just going to help people think through how they're going to do products, how they're going to present themselves. So thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for this was I mean, I love talking with you and everybody at Coach Factory and Motivations Code. Such an amazing group of people that I'm happy to be tangentially related to.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when we saw your name, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, let's talk to Joe. This will be great." So, thank you so
Amazing.
much for joining us, and to everybody that is still here, drop a comment because I want to know who all is here. Just say hi, bye, whatever, so that I know you're here. Because we're going to give one of you a $25 Starbucks gift card just for sticking around. So, everybody who left and doesn't drop a comment, too bad, so sad. We'll be back with another webinar in a few weeks. Watch your mailing list and we will your email and we will let you know when we are coming live again. We've got all kinds of new stuff coming up ahead. We are so happy you've been here and we will see you next time. Thanks for being here.